So, the mighty Jingles here. Welcome back to my World of Tanks replays. Today we're in the garage looking at the German Tier 5 tank destroyer, the Stug III. This is a good machine. And yeah, that's pretty much true of everything at Tier 5, with a couple of exceptions. But they all tend to be very, very good, very competitive machines. And the Stug III is certainly no exception. Let's have a look at the numbers. 350 hit points. Now that's not a lot, not even at Tier 5. The Stug is very easy to kill. Oops, excuse me. Engine power, for the power to weight ratio is very, very good. It manages to top out at 40 kilometers per hour, and it accelerates very quickly. So it reaches that 40 kilometers per hour pretty quickly as well. That's a good thing. Coupled with the incredibly quick traverse speed, this thing spins around on the spot like you wouldn't believe. It's a very, very nimble tank destroyer. It's certainly well up there with the T49. Armour, not so good. Armour at the front, 80mm, sides and rear, only 30mm. Your armour is not going to protect you in this thing. Couple the poor armour with the low health, and the Stug is very fragile and it's very easy to kill if it gets spotted. So the trick to surviving and doing well in the Stug is not getting spotted. Well, that's all well and good to say. How are we going to achieve that? Well, look at the profile. It's a very, very low to the ground tank destroyer. It's a very small target. It's very hard to spot. It's got a very good camo rating. And that's how you play the Stug. You spend a lot of time lurking, hiding in bushes, let the light tanks and the medium tanks and anybody up in front of you spotting targets for you, and you kill those targets for them, or you help them whittle those targets down. And that's what the Stug is very, very good at. Now, and also, it doesn't have very good view range, 306 meters. You kind of rely on other tanks up in front spotting stuff for you. And a lot of times you jump into a random game and you see there's a Stug there, or any other tank destroyer with a low view range like the Su-85, but they're quite quick and they seem to think they're scouts. You see them rushing off in the first line of attack, and they're always the first ones to die. They might spot a target, get one shot off, and then they just get nailed, because they really, really, and especially the Stug, cannot afford to be seen. Now, going about actually killing the stuff that you're shooting at, well, let's have a look at the selection of guns. Close that down for the moment. Here we go. So the first two 75mm guns we're not even going to bother looking at, and neither should you. And the choice of guns for the Stug are basically down to the 75mm L70 or the 105mm L28. The L28 105, it's a high explosive derp gun, and I used to run with this on the Stug up until the high explosive nerf several patches back. I can't remember the exact patch number. It might have been 7. Anyway, whatever it was. Now, people do still get some success with this gun on the Stug, but I will guarantee you they don't get much success in a tier 6, 7 or 8 game with that gun, because unless it penetrates, it's not going to do that 350 damage. It'll rip open light tanks, lightly armoured tank destroyers like the Stug. It will give them a seriously bad day, but anything with a bit of armour on, that thing's just going to do 30 damage if you're lucky. So I wouldn't recommend it, but I know other people who do recommend it. Give it a try, see how you like it. Personally, this is the gun for me. It's the L70 75mm Stug 42. Basically, it's the tank destroyer version of the Panzer IV's gun, and the Panzer IV has a fantastically good gun. Very good rate of fire, reasonable penetration. That's fine for a tier 5 machine. Damage on the low side, but good rate of fire, so you can keep up sustained fire with this thing and knock your target down pretty quickly. It doesn't miss often, 0.33 accuracy, it's very accurate, but here's the icing on the cake, that aiming time. If you have to spin around, pick up another target from an unexpected angle with that amount of traverse speed, 44 degrees per second, and that aiming time, the Stug can absolutely nail it, and that's something it's very, very good at. As for modules, well, we've already discussed the fact that it is very short-sighted with a 306 meter view range, so I always stick binocular telescopes on. Your choices are binocular telescope or coated optics. Coated optics are for vehicles that are moving all the time because it's always active and it's only 10% extra. Binocular telescope plus 25%, and in a Stug you're going to spend a lot of time lurking in a bush waiting for something to pop into your sights, and you just get more value, in my experience at least, the way I play the Stug, with binocular telescopes. Second piece of equipment, Camo Net. This thing should always have a Camo Net, because your biggest defence in this thing is not being seen. So anything that aids in not being seen is a good thing, and that's why you always use a Camo Net on a Stug. The third piece of equipment, I'd say it comes down to improved ventilation or the medium caliber tank gun rammer, and I am a big fan of anything that lets you get more shots down range faster, because as we've seen, the Stug's gun does not have a massive amount of damage, so it's got very little alpha damage, but it's got very good damage per minute. So anything that maximises the number of shells you can get out the end of that gun, well, it's a no-brainer. I always go for the medium caliber tank gun rammer on this thing. Crew skills. When the crew skills came in, my first skill wasn't quite at 100%, and camo, and I really didn't see any point in changing it. Loader skills are crap. Driver skills, well, drivers do get some good skills, but I didn't see anything here that was better than camouflage, so I didn't bother there. Gunner, yeah, the gunners get some decent skills to choose from, but in this thing, snapshot improves accuracy during turret rotation. Yeah, cheers. Stick with camouflage. And again with the commander, with the short-ish view range of the Stug, there's a case to be made for going for recon, but even at 100%, recon only gives 2% extra view range, and I didn't feel it was a worthwhile enough trade-off to spend money changing that from camouflage. I just feel that camouflage is an all-round better first skill to have on all of your crew on the Stug. Your opinion may differ, but that's the way I roll. So that's enough talking. Let's see how it does. So here we are in the Stug III. We're top tier. It's a tier 5 game on Runeberg standard battle. Yeah, this should be fun. Tier 3 to 5. So there's only 4 tiers in it. It should be nice. Yeah, a good game. Should be a good game for everybody. Everybody here can damage at least half of the other team. So this should be quite a good game for the tier 4s. It's not often to get into games like this. So, what am I going to do? Well, I could go into the town, but Stugs don't like streets. They're very prone to getting detracked. They don't have any armour. They only have 350 health. I like somewhere where I can fire from cover, because they do have a good gun. Not a great gun, but it's a good gun, and they are very fast. But their biggest plus point is their stealth. I mean, look at how low to the ground this thing is. Look at that. The profile is just, yeah. So I'm going to stick around here and use these low hedges, which I can use as cover, and taller tanks can't, because there's always somebody comes up this road on it. So it doesn't matter whether it's encounter, capture, defend, standard battle. Somebody always comes up this road. It's like the road by the side of the lake on Lakeville. It's where the stupid people go to die. So our tank destroyers are heading up towards the undamaged section of village over there by the crossroads on the east. Oh, there we go. It's the Churchill. It's their biggest tank. Well, always aim for the Churchill's turret, kids. If he's facing you. He's got his side on you, just aim for his sides. That's no problem. But from the front, always aim for that turret. It's got less than half the armour of the front of the hull. Now, I'm not keen on advancing any further on from this point, because if they've got tanks at the crossroads on the mini-map here, I'll just get shot in the tanks. Where'd my cursor go? There. Yeah, if they've got anybody here, I'm very vulnerable. So I'm going to let these tank destroyers go and scout it out for me. Oh, there's a D2. Can I hit him? No. But again, the guys in the town can. Yep, he's getting hit by somebody. Oh, and there's just the top of his turret showing. Can I...
Enemy armor is destroyed.
Yep, I can. There's a Panzer IV moving up that road. Okay, so there's 3 TDs up there. I'll go and join them. And that opens up our options. We can, from that point, we can carry on sweeping down here and coming into the base, or we can hook right and come down the main road and clear out these guys from behind. It just gives us more options. So I'm going to help kill this Panzer IV and then see where to go from there. But I need to take advantage of cover at all times. So everything here can kill me. Oh, there goes the Panzer. We have a T-28 doing a great job of spotting down there. He's about to nobble their artillery. And a Somua S-40, Tier 4 French tank destroyer. I've heard bad things about these things. They certainly don't seem to be difficult to kill.
Enemy armor is hit.
Come on. Oh, the T-28 got him. Well, it's fair enough. He scouted him. He gets the kill. Oh, but this road's not clear yet.
Enemy vehicle destroyed.
T-82. That's another Tier 4 dead. Okay, now let's... middle road. Get that TD up. Well, wait a minute, there's another T-82 behind us. How many of these little buggers were camping that road? Oh well, none now. And well, there's only one of them left, so that's my decision made for me. Head for the base. So basically, I always try to make sure I'm in some sort of cover, and if I have to move out in the open, I pick another bit of cover and move to that. You catch a Stug in the open, it's dead meat. They're so easy to kill. But they are very stealthy, and when they do break cover to move to the next spot of cover, they do it very quickly. Oh, T-28 got that one as well. Yeah, fair enough. So, yeah, that was the Stug. I do like it. I don't like it as much as I like the Su-85, although I've had the Stug a lot longer. Like a lot of players this game, I started playing the German tanks when I first started playing the game, because the Germans did the best tanks. Well, yeah, maybe. Arguably, yes, they did. But this is a game. Everything's balanced. And I just love the look of the Stug. I think it's one of the best designs. They made these in more numbers than any other tank destroyer, and they did a fantastic job. Stugs killed more tanks on the Eastern Front than any other model of German tank or tank destroyer ever built. And they're not bad in this game. The gun's good enough. It's not as good as the Su-85's gun. They're fast, not as fast as a T49, but they're fast enough. And they are very, very stealthy. And they're fun to play. You just have to be very, very cautious in them. I mean, even in a game where you're top tier, 350 health doesn't last very long. And your armour is butter. Everybody can penetrate you. So take advantage of that cover. Make sure you have an exit strategy. And if you're going to move, try to make sure it's from cover to cover. And try to avoid city maps if you possibly can. So yeah, that was the Stug. It's a great little tank destroyer. Tier 5 tank destroyer. Hope you enjoyed the video. Catch you next time.